Gregor Samsa, a traveling salesman, awakens to find himself inexplicably transformed into a giant insect. Struggling with his new body, he contemplates his stressful job and his inability to provide for his family. He feels both panic and a strange detachment, reflecting his estrangement from his own identity. Gregor's family is horrified by his condition when they see him. His parents react with fear and rejection, while his sister Greta is initially compassionate. Their contrasting reactions highlight the breakdown of familial bonds under stress. Confined to his room, Gregor's life becomes one of solitude. His family avoids him, and he begins to grapple with his declining humanity. The room itself becomes a physical manifestation of his psychological and emotional imprisonment. Greta takes on the role of Gregor's caretaker, bringing him food and cleaning his room. However, her efforts are tinged with discomfort and a growing sense of burden. This marks the beginning of Greta's transformation as she struggles with her dual role of caretaker and reluctant adversary. The family struggles financially after losing Gregor's income. His father, previously retired, takes on a menial job, while Greta and his mother contribute as well. Their new roles underline the family's reluctant adaptability to Gregor's absence. Gregor's health begins to deteriorate as his family neglects him further. His room becomes filthy, a reflection of his diminishing sense of self-worth and his family's rejection. The filth mirrors his family's emotional neglect and lack of acceptance. Greta grows resentful of Gregor's presence, suggesting that they can no longer tolerate his existence. The family begins to see him as an obstacle rather than a loved one. This moment signifies a shift from pity to outright hostility. To make ends meet, the family rents out a room to 3 stern lodgers. Gregor's existence becomes a secret they must hide. The lodger's presence introduces a new layer of tension, as the family must cater to their every whim. One evening, Gregor accidentally emerges during a tense family dinner with the tenants. The tenants are horrified, and they immediately break their lease. This public exposure cements Gregor's status as an unmanageable burden. The family collectively decides that Gregor must be rid of, as he is no longer seen as their son or brother. Greta is especially vocal in urging the final rejection. This decision symbolizes the complete erosion of familial bonds. Abandoned and rejected, Gregor's health worsens. He becomes weak and disoriented, his surroundings mirroring his inner decay. He begins to accept his death as a means of releasing his family from their misery. Gregor succumbs to his injuries and dies alone. His death symbolizes the culmination of his alienation and the family's emotional detachment. The act of dying is portrayed as both tragic and liberating for everyone involved. Upon discovering Gregor's death, the family feels a sense of relief and freedom. They begin to plan a brighter future, signaling their emotional detachment. Their immediate relief underscores their final rejection of Gregor as a family member. The family decides to move to a smaller apartment, symbolizing a fresh start. They discuss Greta's future, as she is now seen as the family's hope. Their plans mark a return to normalcy, free from Gregor's shadow. The story ends with Greta stretching, symbolizing her emergence into adulthood and her potential as an independent individual, free from Gregor's shadow. Her transformation contrasts sharply with Gregor's tragic fate, highlighting resilience amidst despair. Let us know in the comments what books you'd like to see us summarize next. For key insights and themes from the story, see the video description. Happy learning! We will catch you in the next story.